to the end. Swap hardware, brainstorm the problem. Brainstorm the problem. Brainstorm the problem.
Good morning. It's May 28th, 2024. That was the first time I attempted to speak through my vocal cords this morning. That didn't go very well. Internal audio or desktop audio, whatever that's called, is on, so SpeakerBot should be awake and ready to go. What is it? It is Tuesday, 9:01 a.m. I think I got started a few seconds late. I have everything muted correctly. My microphone's on, desktop audio on. I think everything's working. Very good, Brian says, let's see. Shall we display his joke of the day? I don't know, joke of the week. They don't seem to be coming so often. I was so excited about spring finally here. Oops, where'd it go? I wet my plants. I'm going to turn off the repeating SpeakerBot stuffs. Hi, caramba. Danielle Emberley with a question. Love questions. Any way to use Windows settings to limit internet use for a specific application when downloading? Yeah, I believe so. Let's see. She's on Windows 10, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. My TrueFire Education app seems to be a hog when downloading a long lesson. Oh, where? I was thinking I was going to fire up whatchamacallit, my virtual box for another reason. So I just went ahead and fired it up. What version of Windows are you on, Danielle? Let's see, that looks like my Windows 10 Pro is broken right now. And Alice says she has that happening when using Epic Games. Danielle is Windows 10 Pro. Yeah, my Windows 10 Pro is broken right now. Looks like it says inaccessible right there. Try to double click on it anyway. So Windows 10 Pro might have more advanced features than Windows 10 Home. I'm not sure if I'm remembering this right. There's certainly settings that you can use to limit Windows Update for how much it utilizes. I can limit internet use for backup, for the cloud backup software that I use, Magnus Box. Individual apps limit their download. I'm going to wait to see if other people respond with answers to that, because I'm not totally certain about that. You can go settings, network, internet, data usage, select the app you want to restrict. Okay, settings, network, and internet, data usage. I'm going to try it from Windows 11. Settings, network, data usage. Data usage. Now you're talking about Caesar, a desktop computer, right? Yeah, here's Rand Israel with a link from How to Geek, how to limit any application's bandwidth on Windows. Here we go. Windows Update download speed. Now, that's not what we're looking for. Options built into the programs you use. Well, that's not from Windows settings. That's from the program you're using. Doing it from a router. That's not from Windows. By net limiter. Who's surprised that somebody's got a product to sell on this website that'll do that? Yeah, there's an app for that. Single free tool for setting per application bandwidth limits on Windows. That doesn't sound good. Danielle says, did not find an option on the TrueFire app for limiting. So now Cesar saying data usage. Let's see, did I get Windows? Yeah, here's Windows 10 Home. In my VirtualBox coming up, it's not here yet. Oh, there it is. It just came up. Let's see. Data usage. Yeah, Wintermute saying data usage is for an overall limit, not a specific app. Right. Cesar Montero is claiming data usage, select the app you want to restrict. So we have a difference of opinions whether it can be set for overall or for individual app. Now, since I'm not looking at Windows 10 Pro, which is what Danielle has, that definitely sounds like it might be a Pro feature if it's available in Windows 10 Pro. I'm not going to go too far down this road. This isn't even responding to me when I'm clicking on that network and internet. Yeah, all right. I think it's time for me to give up on that right now. Settings, network data settings. Yes, right corner. Did not find the option to TrueFire. Related settings. I agree. Wanted to say I don't recall a way of limiting. Caesar says, my bad, Windows 11. So does Windows 11 have that? Let's see. He was saying it'd be interesting to see if Windows 11 had it. Network and internet data usage. I don't see. Oh, here's data issue. Data usage. This is showing how much data was used by different apps. Interlimit, interdata limit, Ethernet. This would be entering a limit for Ethernet. That's not a specific app. Yeah, I don't see a way to limit for specific apps. This internet looks like it's overall use. And Londog, she gave us the reason why she wanted to limit the bandwidth. For a specific application when downloading, my TrueFire education app seems to be a hog when downloading a long lesson. That's your reason right there, Londog. Did you miss that? Downloading a long lesson. What else could you do? I think the overall limit might be, well, okay, it depends upon what are you trying, what is the consequence of that? Is it other programs that you're working with that are not trying to use internet? So if you limit the overall usage, of course, we're seeing that that's in Windows 11, not Windows 10. If you're able to limit the overall usage, then your other applications should be able to work more freely. Now, doing it from the router, you'd be looking to do that for a temporary basis, just turn down your internet usage for your computer while that lesson is being downloaded. I think that's probably not feasible. Can you download the lesson before you need it so that you're doing that when you're not needing to use the computer for other things? What about switching to Wi-Fi? If your computer has both Ethernet and Wi-Fi, switching to Wi-Fi and expecting it to, assuming that your Wi-Fi doesn't work as fast as your Ethernet, but a lot of times Wi-Fi is as fast as your internet is anyway. So that might not be a way to go about it. So there's some conversation so far about it. Scanning through. Hello, everybody. Not calling out your names individually because I already have a bunch of stuff to talk about. Found a limit for amount of data, but not speed. Amount of data. Good to hear the reason. Found it useful some time ago. Machines not are necessarily powerful to limit things going on in the background. Setting the app's process priority to below normal. Oh, that's interesting. How about Task Manager? Let's see, processes. Yeah, if you go to the specific process, like if I were to limit OBS network performance, let's see, switch to minimize, bring to front, switch to, that's not done here, right? Is that done in background processes? Where am I going? Oh, resource efficiency mode. Properties. I'm having a brain fade here. Details tab, Ran says.
Ran Israel said details tab.
Okay, go to details. Oh, yes. This is sounding familiar. Okay, then OBS 64, right click and set priority to low. That be it? On performance for the network, I don't think you'd find anything in here. To limit just one app, create a different account and use that one app only for the new account. Then it's possible to limit data usage if it's the only app using that account. Are you saying a different Windows account? That seems like that would be unuseful or not a reasonable way to go. How much of a problem is this? How long does it slow the computer down? How long does this download take? When it's hogging bandwidth, it makes browser difficult to use and stopped internet use of another computer on the same network. So a different Windows user account isn't going to reduce the amount of usage for the other computers. So you want to be able to be doing other things with your browser while that download is occurring. And now didn't she refer to it as an app for a specific application? So it's not a browser tab that's doing the download. It's a program on your computer that's downloading. It's a TrueFire education program. Seems to be a hog when downloading a long lesson. How about doing, let's see, TrueFire education app, restrict download. So I'm pasting that, restrict download. Speed, that's a fair thing. You slow the speed down, it's going to be taking less of your computer utilization. All access streaming, that doesn't sound like TrueFire. TrueFire iOS application. Now this is an application on your computer, right? Not on a cell phone. TrueFire. So here's the TrueFire website itself. See if they give us anything. Is there some technical support available through their...
Ron Israel said if the app is using a unique port other than 8440 thirds, there may be a QoS feature in the router to limit bandwidth for that port.
All right. Understood, Ran. If it's using a unique port, could be. That's getting majorly technical. How long does this last, Danielle? Is it like 5 minutes, 30 minutes, hour and a half? All right, I'm going to go take care of some other subjects and then we'll come back and see what's going on there. Let's go. Chat room from Saturday. Islander Jer, have you had many Linux support requests? No, and I'm not much of a Linux person, so this would not be a good place to be asking Linux questions. There are some Linux people around here, so you could ask in chat, and you might be able to get some answers. Frosty Winnipeg to Lawn Dog. Windows 10 has quick assist. I think you need an MS account on both ends for that. Not true. You need an MS account on the support person's end, but the person you're supporting does not need to have it, and that's cleared up later in here by somebody else. Frosty's liking TeamViewer. Quick support easier. Ran Israel just noticed Islander Jer's reply appeared sooner in my chat window than yours, perhaps because you're in top chat and I'm in live chat. I doubt that that's the reason. I think the reason, Ran, is because you're seeing my chat window with the delay, the broadcast delay. I think there's about a 5-second broadcast delay. If you turn on the seconds display for your clock in the bottom right corner, then you should be able to compare your clock to my clock. And if you just look at the seconds, even if you're in a different time zone, the seconds should show you how much of a lag there is. What do they call it? Latency. And I have my broadcast set for ultra low latency. And a downside for that is that live, where are we at here? Yeah, here, live captioning does not work. That's grayed out. If I use the other latency options for my broadcast, then closed captioning can work. But I just find that it's a lot better to have the ultra low latency since I'm trying to interact with the chat room. Alice, does anyone else use Epic Games and finds that downloads take up a huge chunk of their download speed? When I'm doing Epic Games, I'm just letting the download run. I'm not trying to do other things at the same time. So I suspect that probably does. And that means the download would finish quicker. So was there a way to throttle it in the Epic Games applet down the system tray? Was there a way to throttle it? Not sure. I wouldn't be surprised if there is. Then let's see, I'll get back to my other chat room comments from Saturday. Islander Jer have the ability to remote in via any desk. Islander Jer was talking about that graphics reset thing, and when I first saw that comment during Saturday's show, I thought he was wanting me to connect to his computer, but he wasn't. He was referring to his computer using any desk to connect to an office computer that was running the software program that was where the screen was going blank. That's what he was referring to there. The system you're trying to log into as a software, right? And Cesar Montero says, thanks for your detailed answer and attention to my question. I'm watching the stream with a delay due to some family interactions. I don't want to miss the information that you provide. The issue that he was having, let's see, where was that at? I had that set up here somewhere. I think. I thought I did. I thought I did. Caesar. I'm forgetting now what the issue was that he was asking about. Uninstalling Norton 360, just yes, do it. Uninstall using their uninstall feature, and then you can use Revo uninstaller. I would suggest to uninstall remaining components that the uninstall did not take care of. I'm connected to any desk right now. I couldn't tell if the graphics reset command worked. I highly doubt that would, because it most likely worked when you did the reset command, which, what was it? Control, Windows, Alt, B, something like that. That would have worked on your computer, not the remote computer. Thank you for your time. It's PC supplied by a company. I'll send them copies of the logs. They'll either send it to the developer or have to supply us a stable PC. I think that's a good solution. The best way to go for you. Zaviv's referring to Rust Desk. I believe that was also a remote software. Now, here's Light Yagami. We had trouble with Light Yagami on Saturday's show. I'm going to address that a little bit. He put in a comment on Saturday's video saying, please don't edit that part out, Doug, which I have not done. That part is now one of my funniest memories. Also, I am really sorry for this. It is funny, but not a good thing to do. Well, I disagree if you think your comment was funny. It was just totally inappropriate and offensive. It was funny that I thought I was discreetly looking at the message, the chat message that was put into Zoom for me about that. I have not edited that video because I don't want to lose the chat room comments, and I don't think that was, it's not exposing my client's private information. But I have removed Laser Yagami's moderator status, but he is an approved user, and he's put in a few comments, both in the chat room and a comment on that video that I just showed you, apologizing. So I consider myself to have zero tolerance for vulgarity, meanness to other people in the chat room. And what else? I permit criticism of me. But what I mean by zero tolerance is I'm going to address it. We're going to deal with it. We're going to talk about, we're going to try to fix the problem. So he's still an approved user. And Light Yagami, if you're listening or you catch this later, you just need to interact along the lines of what this channel is intended, meaning talk about Windows subjects, interact kindly with people, but you're on a very short leash. And since you are only an approved user now, all of these people in blue can block you. And you do that stuff again, you're gonna be on the blacklist forever. Gonzo. All right, so that's enough of that. I see your question, Lundog. I haven't quite read through it. I am finished with that chat rooms from Saturday, looking at a couple other things to see. Got that. And let's see, a quick response to Josh Kinder question. Just went into my settings in Windows 10 and I see this sent from my iPhone. You can close it out. What the big idea with Microsoft when people use a Microsoft account? Just let us be. Josh, I think you need to lighten up a little bit. This is Microsoft trying to point out to people that, hey, you need to be doing backups. If you sign into your Microsoft account, you'll be able to back up your device and keep it more secure. I have no objection to Microsoft doing that. I think they're doing a responsible thing there. If you don't want to see Microsoft suggesting ways for you to be protected better, then don't turn your computer on. I'm fine with that. I think you need to actually appreciate that. Actually appreciate them for trying to help people. Let's see. So then Pineapple Road in channel comments. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this now. I'm going to keep it available. I'm going to just display it on the screen a little bit so people can see this Dell computer that he's ordered. He's responded to my Dell laptop unboxing video, and he gives some more information down here about some experiences he had when he was 15 or 16 with these fake infection alerts. Not going to read through that now, although I appreciate the comment, and I may go through that another time. I'm going to come back to see what Londog was asking about. Please speak. I'm reading this to myself for a little bit. Okay, I haven't quite comprehended yet. He says, please address the subject of the speed of getting the job done for reading and writing to the hard drive. Gives the computer the opportunity to move on to the next function, something like that. Okay, yeah. I have a little disagreement in a small sense with the great Kerry Holzman. Basically, the operations that a computer does that we don't see, like reading and writing from the drive. When those operations can get done quicker, the more that frees up the resources of the machine to go on to the next bit of work. Well, Once the CPU sends the instructions to the drive controller to read or write something, that is a process that's happening that involves one of the CPU's cores. If you're one or more of the CPU's cores and the hard drive controller, well, storage drive, I should say, does that prevent the computer from going on with other cores in the CPU and doing other things? No, not really. It could prevent the storage drive from going on to some other task as quickly. Now I'm kind of talking off the top of my head there, so I don't quite know who's saying what with the disagreement. But that's my initial thinking. That's why having faster storage pathways work better. Does faster storage does it help everybody? No. It depends upon what tasks you're doing. And if you're doing a lot of large reading and writing, then yeah, particularly backups. Geez, if your backups are taking a long time, having a faster drive is going to make that work faster. If your backups are running at night and their backups are done by the time the morning comes, do you really care? All right. I think that's enough said for me on that so far, but Lawn Dog's giving me a reply. The reading and writing operations, regardless of how much CPU availability for operations exists, the majority of the time is the storage media. The greatest example is a mechanical hard drive, trying to do things with a mechanical hard drive when it's busy as heck and see the responses of your machine. Now, when you look at when you've got a spinning hard drive and on a lower end computer, you probably have a spinning hard drive on a lower end computer. I have seen this with hard disk at a high percentage and CPU at a high percentage for the disk task. For computers that have spinning hard drives, you're likely dealing with a older CPU, and it doesn't have the speed capabilities for it to be able to go on and do other things. So certainly, there is the potential that you can come across a specific computer that has a hard time doing other things while a hard drive is busy. Done, you're explaining everything correctly. All right. Then, I know there's stuff I haven't caught in chat. I will be reading those after the show is over. I'm going now to see if there are any shows for me to redirect to because I didn't go look before the show started. And I know the first chat message I saw was somebody claiming to be second. So there was probably a chat message last night, I suspect from Ken Stout, that I did not see. Let's see. I better do a refresh on this page before deciding whether there's a show for me to forward to or not. I have no idea if I covered all the topics that I was hoping to cover today. I do have a little bit of idea. I don't think I did. So be it. Yeah, mainly the shows that I'm redirecting to these days are Carrie Holzman and Ken Stout on computer topics. The other shows that are available that I could redirect to the gaming channels, I'm not forwarding to those. But you're welcome to put links into chat, and we're almost going to shut down. So if anybody wants to put a link into chat to their shows coming up, this is the time. I'm just scrolling through to see if anything. I don't remember hearing. Oh yes, I did hear SpeakerBot. Although this one, I don't remember this long one over SpeakerBot. Was SpeakerBot working? I'm looking for oranges to make sure I covered oranges. I don't think it's the latency. I noticed on your chat window that his message appeared along with another message. In my window, the two messages appeared 50 seconds apart. So seconds. How are you seeing seconds in timestamps? Did the messages appear in different order? Well, your own message might appear before somebody else's message appears on someone else's screen. Maybe that's what was going on. Latency. So if a message appears, let me come down here to the end. If I would expect for all of you, the next message that comes up, you'll see it on your screen before you see it on my screen because of the latency. That should happen for everybody, every time. I'm amazed at how ineffective DMA is these days. It was particularly important old times.
Ran Israel said
same order. In my chat, there was a long delay between.
There was a long delay between messages. In your chat, they appeared together.
I see. Oh, they popped in close. But if your message was first, I would expect you to, it should show up immediately on your screen. Then it gets sent to YouTube. Let's see. This is my message. So how quickly does this show up on your screens? Oh, the messages weren't his. Got it. Am I right about this? That when I type a message in, it should show up on your screen before you see it on my screen. This is another message. Now, because of the delay, my voice is delayed by a few seconds, and you see me hit the enter key, delayed a few seconds. But the chat message, I think, will come into you before you see me hit the enter key. So if I give you a countdown, 3, 2, 1, I think you're going to see my message before I say the number 3. 3, 2, 1, enter. I think. That would be weird. Oystein says yes. So you see the message come up on your screen before you see me even hit the enter key. So you are seeing the future. Every one of you is clairvoyant. You're seeing something show up in your chat room before it actually happens on your screen. Okay, if that doesn't mess with your head, something's wrong with you. All right, Doug, that's a good note to say goodbye. Say goodbye, Doug. Goodbye, Doug.